Hello. How is everyone? What's going on, guys? We're back with the weekly recap. Me and Durkee again. Psyonix Dirkened. Let's not forget the title.
Well, hello, everybody.
Ooh. Hello. All right, here we go. We're going right into it, guys. We're just going deep in. So this is the esports recap of the week. We start off on Saturday, because Gfinity was Saturday this week, with the Gfinity top 8 teams from Europe. They played in a double elimination tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And want to take it away, Dirk? Any first round surprises? Per se?
First round surprises. Let me think about it. Yeah, actually, Noble versus Flipside.
I can't believe it was a 4-0. Like, I didn't see this match, but I assume you caught it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like Flipside was just not there. They weren't like it was like they weren't even playing, you know? Like Noble was just all over it. It got kind of close towards like game 3 and 4. Actually, game 2 was a little bit close, but like it was just like you're watching Flipside. Like, this isn't Flipside.
Yeah.
Somebody's playing on their account. And obviously, you know, they picked it up like and immediately, you know, they won the tournament, but it was just like, what the heck was that?
Well, they're always so like if they're not playing like one of the top teams from their region or our region, like I always feel like that first round game with Flipside is always dangerous because they just don't show up until they have to.
Well, yeah, exactly. And when you got the top 8 and the top 8 in EU for that matter, who are all very, very close, and you know, you don't have a round to warm up, you know, Flipside's just got off of playing Duck Game and they're like, okay, let's play in the tournament.
Yeah.
So they weren't ready, but obviously once they warmed up, thankfully it was double elimination. You know, they're like, all right, well, now we can't lose, so let's actually play for real.
Yeah. And I would say the other big mover like in this tournament as like as trying to get their name out there was probably Spectral. They played really well.
Spectral, yeah.
Like they played Avengers close, and then they barely got by Noble. But after they got by Noble, they played Flipside, and
yeah, that
was close. On that one, I saw it was a little sloppy, but it was late into the night too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much that played into it, but it's weird because like Spectral's good when they hit the ball. Problem is they miss the ball a lot. But I think that actually helps them because then Flipside gets all confused because like, oh, Spectral whiffed again, and then there's another Spectral player there to hit it or something. Like I saw that happen a lot, and that like screws me up a lot. Like when we're playing games, if someone misses on purpose, well, not even on purpose, but it's just
in general.
Yeah, like just in general, it always screws everything up, and I think that actually kind of helped them a lot in that series. But
well, either way, they've been playing really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then last week I was like, if anyone can win this, it's Flipside Crown Jewels or Supersonic Avengers. And I would say that was a pretty good prediction. The only team that beat any of those three besides each other was Noble in the first round versus Flipside.
Yep.
And Supersonic wound up taking a Crown Jewels down to the losers to play Flipside. And Flipside showed again, like, hey, we're playing Crown Jewels, let's show up. But then they got a scare again from Spectral, and then they're like, hey, let's show up again, and let's just beat my X-Men-G and Supersonic Avengers in clean sweeps, but... it was pretty exciting. It took way too long, but I knew that going in.
Yeah, I mean, we all did know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm so glad they didn't add like an extra round or anything because I mean, people could argue it's like, oh, it's unfair to the Supersonic Avengers. They got 5-0'd, so
yeah, exactly. Like,
it's like
the only thing I would have said was like, hey, Gfinity, give them one game in the best of 9, kind of like how RGN did it for us. But like I was just happy like it didn't end in like a 5-4 when then that argument would happen like, hey, Supersonic Avengers should have got a reset or something, but it was a 5-0, so
yeah, exactly.
You know, who cares? Yeah. So it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, so Flipside comes out on top. Everyone expected it. They just didn't expect the road they took.
Yeah.
But yeah, they showed up again. They beat all the teams that they had to beat. And
I mean, if anything, it just reinforces that like once Mike is like, yeah, I don't want to lose. They don't.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But then, yeah, it was just weird. That Spectral series was the weird one because, like, yeah, they showed up again once they got into the losers bracket, but then Spectral gave them a problem. So, and Spectral played well all weekend, so that might be
I definitely
a swing
got
for them.
Like on my radar. So,
yeah, for sure.
They're
climbing.
Yeah.
All right, so now we move on to the Pro League, as we just said, and we start off with Spectral 4-1 in SK Gaming. This is like. Spectral needed this because they were really down in the ranks. I think they were 7th going into this. So they needed a 4-1 to have a chance at playoffs, and they got it. And now SK's like in that 7th or 6th spot, and it's looking rough. But Spectral just clearly outplayed them.
Yeah, like absolutely. And I mean, like you said, they were in 7th, and now they're up in 5th, and they're one spot away from a playoff spot. They literally doubled the amount of wins that they had with that
Yeah,
series.
that was
That's
big.
what's happening to a lot of these teams. Like, they don't have a lot of wins, but then they take a huge series, and it's like, well, no, they're right back in there. So,
yeah, like if you can win and it's a 4-1, it's huge. And if you lose and it's a 3-2, it's not that bad. Which I'm going to skip over Mike XMG for a second because Noble, they've lost all 3 of their sets, but all 3 are 3-2. So they're still right in the thick of things. So over Crown and Jewels.
Right. I mean, they're number 6, but still, you know, 6 wins. It's not that bad considering when you've got 2 teams like Flipside and Crown and Jewels are just like destroying everybody else. So
yeah,
I mean, until Noble takes 2 wins off of both Flipside and Crown and Jewel, so you know you're coming out pretty good despite losing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Their strength of schedule for the rest of it is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But I would say out of all the teams in Europe, Supersonic Avengers won this week because Flipside and Crown and Jewels both only won a 3-2. They're right in that spot to actually take a 1 or 2 seed, like if they have some good sets against Flipside, which obviously is hard to do, but.
Right.
They're only 5 wins behind Flipside, but they've played 5 games less than Flipside. So, say they were playing my XMG and they 5-0'd them, like they would be tied right now for second. So, this was a pretty good week for Supersonic Avengers, like even though they didn't play. And then on the NA side.
Well, just saying, on Sunday they meet up with Flipside, so you know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about that like 2 screens from here. So that's why I was like, we'll skip it for now. But and then the NA side was just full of surprises. Like it was weird because it's like so Creamsicle played without Gambit. Not sure why that was because Gambit was on later in the day playing with 2 other people. So and he was in the chat supposedly. So.
Was there like a football game going on or something? Like I don't know.
I'm not sure what happened there. And I actually didn't hear like or ask anyone about it. And usually when I ask these things anyway, I don't tell it like to the public, so whatever. But secrets. But yeah, it was weird. They just seemed out of whack. And I thought they might play decently without Gambit because it seemed like last week, like even though Gambit's really good, it seemed like they were on top of each other a lot, and I thought a lot of that was because Gambit wanted the ball more. But this week they just came out flat. They just looked flat, and at the same time, failure to launch looked amazing.
Well, I mean, last week Gambit was a wall. Like he was just their defensive stone as well as offensive. So you know, it's just like you take that out. They didn't apparently have much left, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's not looking good for them.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them, and it was a big set for failure to launch, puts them right in that playoff hunt. And then we go to Apollo, who just put themselves right back in the playoff hunt and virtually knocked out Mocket. Like, they still have a chance, who was previously not. Now they're Mocket eSports. They look like shit, supposedly. Like, I didn't watch much of this because I was doing ESL, but they didn't look all that good, to my knowledge.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think once their morale's down, it's like it just, it's like a snowball and just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, like it just, they granted Mocket, they took the last game.
Yeah, which is saying something because when you're down 4-0, you would think, oh, that's it. It'll be fine.
Exactly. But just like Apollo, oh my God, Prime Thunder.
Yeah, like, they bought back Prime. Yeah. And Prime's always been solid. Like, I've always seen him as, like, he can hit the ball no matter where it is. Just sometimes he hits the ball a little too much or he goes for weird stuff.
Yeah, and that's, like, the main thing. Yeah, exactly. That was the thing that they were kind of like, oh, well, you know, it's just not working for them because it messed him up a bit. But it didn't happen. Like, he was just rock solid. And there was no complaints whatsoever about his performance besides, like, maybe one bad clear. But, like, come on, 5 games. It's going to happen.
And then Untethered and Kings Urban. Untethered let me down. They let me down. Like, I kept looking over and I'm like, every game is super close and they can't take them. I was like, come on, Untethered, take a couple more so we have a better chance at the 1 seed. But supposedly that was an amazing series. Like, I didn't watch much of it.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. It was really good. I mean, like, just like you said, it was like they let you down, but it was just so close. It was heartbreaking, man. Like, you can't even take away, like, they lost 1-4. If you just look at that, it's like, oh, that's kind of bad. But if you watched every game, it came down to the wire. Like, maybe one game there's a 2-goal difference to the winner, and then the rest was like overtime or 0-second goals.
Yep.
So,
but much like Spectral, like Untethered is showing back up again. Like
mm-hmm.
they just like solidified, hey, we're here for the number 3 seed at least, and we're gonna like compete with Kings and Cosmic, and they play Cosmic the final week of the season, which could be, because Kings has a bye that week, it could be Cosmic needs a certain amount of wins for first seed, and Untethered needs a certain amount of wins for a playoff spot. So that's gonna be huge. But they're definitely showing up. Like it seemed like Kings outshot them, like at least a couple of games I saw. But Untethered's defense was holding up with Waffle usually in the back there. So if they can get some more of that offensive presence going, then they could be pretty dangerous going into playoffs. Like Untethered seems like the only other team from NA besides Kings and Cosmic that could take a set off a European team right now. I don't know if Failure, it's like, or Apollo could at this point. So
it's tough.
It's close. Like I think
we've got to see.
Yeah, exactly. There's still two more weeks in the season, right? So or 3 more weeks in the season. Yeah. So and then of course Cosmic had a bye, so we just watched Kings win some more. We need them to lose, but great job by Kings. Like nothing against them. Obviously, they played great, and like it's weird. So before going into this, like I feel like Kings might be better against like teams like Untethered and Creamsicle than we are generally. Like it depends, obviously, because scrims are scrims. But then I feel like we usually do better against Kings, but we haven't played them so long, so who the hell knows?
Oh, I know.
Like it seems like one of those rock paper scissors things of like, oh, they're better against certain opponents, but we're better against them. But who knows? Like at this point, I have no idea. It should be a good set with A money, and at the same time, they might meet again in the playoffs. So with full rosters, so we'll see what happens. But like I'm rooting for Kings because I want like NA to show up again. Like I want us. Like I would love an all NA final in the Pro League. I doubt it'll happen, but that would be amazing to just show up like, hey Europe, we're still here. We can still do it. But we'll see. All right, moving on. Here's the full stand-in. So I sorted it by win percentage over on Rocket Dash League. They sorted just by win total. So my stand-ins look a little bit different. But we got Crown Jewels in first in Europe by 1 game over Flipside. And then I was talking about how Supersonic Avengers is right there. They played 5 less than them, and they're 5 wins back and 6 wins back. So they're only 1 loss worse than Crown and Jewels right now. Of course, Crown and Jewels holds that tiebreaker. So the set between Flipside and Supersonic Avengers this week is going to be big. And then we got My XMG right there as well, 7 and 8. And they've played 5 less as well. So like if those two teams can get like a big win against like even a Flipside, like if they show up, like anything could change in that top 4, I feel like. And then we got Noble kind of hanging in there. They've lost every set, but they're still there. Like if they can get that 4-1 here or there, they can push right back up.
Yeah,
Spectral,
like 1 game away, so
exactly,
definitely possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's really close in Europe.
Yeah,
like even 1 and 2 are still in the mix here because of those 3-2s this week. And then Spectral brought themselves right back in it. They needed a 4-1, like no matter what, because they're still hanging down there. And they just got to continue to win. They have to win these next 2 sets probably. 3-2s probably won't cut it either. They're probably going to need like at least 1 4-1. But we'll see. Yeah. And then SK Gaming at 5 and 10, they're just not looking good right now.
I like if any team is not in the running, I would have to say it's SK, just because of how they've been playing. It's not been so good. And I mean, we could look back to where they've played against Spectral where they played against My XMG, and it was a 3-4, like super close. So you'd think like, they're definitely still in it, but like I don't have confidence in them.
Yep. Like their only saving grace is they played 15 games, not 20. So
yeah, they
still have some games to make up. And if somehow that they can turn it around, like this is the halfway point of the season, they're at a 33% win rate. But like if you get like even a 40 to 45%, you're probably making playoffs because Crown Jewels and Flipside are so good that they're gonna bring everyone else down. So they just got to show up basically. And then we go to North America. We got Cosmic at first and Kings at like whatever 1-2. It doesn't matter what order it is. They're playing this week. We'll see who comes out from that. Both of them are way ahead of everyone else. No one else is even positive in the win-loss column. We got Untethered and Apollo, the surprise Apollo, at 6 and 9.
Yeah, they're looking really good. So I don't know. It's just like, okay. So the first matches that they had, it was bad. Like when you guys played against them, I don't know. Like again with SK, I didn't have any confidence in them, and it really was bumming me out because I've loved watching Apollo, but when they came back yesterday, it was on Sunday, it was so good to watch, just because it was like a breath of fresh air. Like here's the Apollo that we saw months ago when they were just taking on the scene and kicking everybody's butt. So
yeah, definitely a solid set for them. Even though like a Creamsicle didn't have Gambit, it's still very impressive to go 4-1.
Yeah, it still is. Yeah.
So, and then failure to launch right there. Like it's a 3-man race. It's looking like for 3-4 spots for the playoffs. And I didn't think it was going to be Untethered, Apollo, and Failure. That's for sure. I thought Untethered would be there, but Apollo and Failure, I did not think.
Yeah.
And honestly, then we got. Yeah.
I mean, just like going to the power rankings, like the top 3, and then we kind of said it, like it's like, who are we going to put as number 3 or 4? Like it's like nobody wants it, and now people want it, so it's so much easier to do this now.
And then we got Mocket and Orange Creamsicle. Like Creamsicle's looking rough, Mocket is looking rough, but again, they're only 1 game behind Failure, but they've played 20 games, and they have to win at this point, no matter what.
Their saving grace is that they played Cosmic, they got a win.
Yep.
They played Kings of Urban, they got 2 wins. And it's like, okay, you've got that. But...
yeah, they have Creamsicle and Untethered left. So if they do well against Untethered, that's what they have to, like. They have to make sure they do well against them, and then I'm obviously beat Creamsicle as well. But yeah, that's right now. It's not looking good for those 2 down there. They're trending down for sure. We'll see if Creamsicle gets back their full roster or not.
Yeah, seriously.
Because Creamsicle is one of those teams too. Like if they start losing, I don't know if that morale is going to bounce back. If they're going to care to try and make playoffs. Like I feel like them and Mocket are both those like tilty teams. While like Apollo and Failure came into this with nothing to lose, and they came in with that chip on their shoulder, and now like they're showing up. I don't know if Mocket and Orange have that in them.
I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see a race for the playoffs. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see, though. We got 3 more weeks, so let's see. And here we go. Europe, week 5. We got Flipside versus Supersonic Avengers, the big game. Like, everyone's talking about Cosmic Kings, but Flipside, Supersonic Avengers, that's a really big set, too. And we got Spectral, MyXMG. That's, like, Spectral needs this to stay in the playoff hunt, and MyXMG wants to, solidify that 4 spot. Or possibly move up to the 3rd with Supersonic Avengers playing Flipside. Then SK and Noble, it's like whoever loses that's basically done. Whoever wins that has a shot.
Yeah, I've got my bet on Noble. I mean, they're a volatile
Noble's playing better.
Group. Yeah, they're volatile, but they when they're on point, they're on point.
MyXMG and Spectral should be close. That one I feel like is a coin toss.
Yeah,
because Spectral's trending up, but MyXMG is so consistent that it's tough. That one's tough. And I think Supersonic Avengers can surprise people if Flipside, again, just doesn't show up. So we'll see. And Crown Jewels, they have their bye finally. Flipside has not had their bye yet either, so Flipside really wants to pick up these wins against Avengers, especially because Crown Jewels 5-0'd them. So they would love to match that and then still be in the hunt, but
I mean, Supersonic Avengers, they've beaten Flipside before. Granted with subs, but, Yeah,
they're a solid team for sure. Like, they're definitely 3rd best in Europe. There's, like, no question about that, I feel like, right now. And they want to prove that, like, hey, we want to be in that top tier 1 while everyone else is in that tier 2. Like, right now, it's Crown Jewels and Flipside in that tier 1. And Supersonic Avengers is looking to join those ranks. So this is the week to do that for sure.
Yep.
And then, of course, we got Kings versus Cosmic with a money subbing for me, so that should be a really good set. And then we got Mocket Esports versus Untethered. This is that game for Mocket. Mocket needs to win this set. If they lose the set, they're done. And Untethered wants to solidify that 3 spot. So that should be a big set. Just depends what Mocket shows up. If they want to make playoffs, then I could see the set being close. But if they're just like, let's not even practice, whatever, then this could be a 5-0 real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wherever their heart's at is
Yep.
gonna determine it. You said it, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I got you. And
Yeah.
and same can be said for the next matchup with Apollo and Creamsicle.
Yeah.
Creamsicle, will the full roster show up this week? Who knows?
Yeah.
And Apollo, like Apollo's like looking good, and their morale's high. So let's see if they can keep that going.
I'd say that Apollo's morale is high, but Orange Creamsicle is pissed off. So
Yeah,
so like,
but it's like, are they pissed off at each other, or are they pissed off that they're doing bad? That's the distinction, because Gambit is notorious for, like, when a team is losing, he like either leaves or like swaps members out. So
yeah,
I'm not sure which one it is. So we'll see.
Okay. We'll see. But if he shows up and it's the whole team, I think it's going to be a really good series.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I can't really put my money on it because, like I said, I mean, or even if they can tilt and they may be tilted, I don't think they're going to be affected too much by that.
Like, I think Creamsicle comes out. Like, if they have a full roster, I think Creamsicle wins this. Because, like, I think they'll show up, and I think they're just a little bit better than Apollo, like, skill-wise, like, just mechanically.
Yeah, okay.
So I could see that. But at the same time, now Apollo's got Prime Thunder back. And, like, when we played Apollo, they were missing a lot of, like, weird wall aerials, like, near their net, and just giving us free goal after free goal. And I feel like Prime solves that, because Prime can hit, like, any ball. So, like, if Prime is there on defense when he needs to be, this could be a really close set. I could see a 3-2, like, either way. But my money would be on Creamsicle. And then failure to launch with their bye, probably a bad time for them because they've been playing so well.
Yeah.
And now that they have their bye, so they got to wait a week. But I bet you they're rooting for Creamsicle and Mock It for sure this week.
Yeah, for real.
So,
yeah.
See how that goes. And on to ESL with my crappy graphics.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right? Full screen, it looks a lot worse, right? I was like, it doesn't look that bad when I was doing it. It looks bad now, but whatever. We're going to go over it quick. I didn't get time to make it pretty. So ESL Europe, nothing too crazy. Like, the same teams keep showing up. Team Rocket gets bounced to third. Yeah, like, Stoic is coming on harder.
Yeah, it's just that, I mean, I don't want to, like, it's not a surprise, I wouldn't say, but still, like, they kind of fell back a little bit. They weren't, like, doing much, and then they come out and they almost take one away from Three Musketeers. So, hey, good job.
Yeah, they're definitely the team to look out for after this week. Three Musketeers showing up again. When they show up for ESLs, it's like they usually do pretty well. And then Team Rocket and ... I think this is the third week in a row where they went to Game 5, and Team Rocket keeps coming out on top. That's gonna be so freaking pissed.
Oh, I know it.
They gotta be, but
they're good matches. So, like, hey, it's good for us to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we'll see that Team Rocket barely squeaks by ECN for third. So I'll look out for Surf some more. And and not much
Alliance, though.
Yeah, again 3-0'd. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they were just, like, they had that really good December monthly finals.
Yep.
And then kind of nothing.
Yep. But not too much to say here. There was no like Anivia, I think, in this season.
Yeah, Anivia didn't play.
So
I don't know why. But
on to North America.
Yeah.
Because who cares? It's 8 through 10. No one cares about that. No.
Well, I just give props to ECN Surf for, like, getting a really good tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they're gonna be like them. We gotta look out for them basically because they had a good showing. So we'll see if they can back it up. And we move to North America where Turbulence showing up. They finally have a third. Like, this is what I'm waiting for. Like, last week I ranked them 10th because they had 2 subs and they didn't announce a third yet. So I'm like, I don't know how to rank you guys. So I'm gonna put you 10th for now.
Yeah.
But now they finally have air. They even beat I Buy Power Cosmic or Crimson Blue as Me Doomsy like an A money.
I want to give him credit for that, but, like, watching your stream was just like, come on, guys.
Well, we were just we were having fun, obviously.
Like, I know you wanted the points, and that was the whole purpose. Like, you got your points, like, whatever. But it's like, I really wanted to see, like, a full on match with you guys against Turbulence. But
I mean, it was nothing to take away from Turbulence. Like, we still played the game. Like, we weren't like super, like, like
sandbagging it.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, it was Me Doomsy and A Money, so it's it's a good lineup to beat for sure. So,
Mhm.
so that was a quality win for Turbulence, and then they just 4-0 double tap. They're just like, get out of here.
Yeah.
But like Ascension, they also 3-2 Turbulence. Like Ascension is that team that's like they're right on the cusp, but they just can't get that win.
Yeah.
And they beat Failure to launch the round before this, but they had a sub.
Like they had a sub, but
it's still good. It's still quality.
Yeah, it's still quality. So it's like, and if they were down there like against maybe Double Tap or Gibbs and Wheels, like
that bottom bracket,
wonder if maybe they would have been able to make it into the finals.
Yeah, like we kind of screwed up the bracket by joining, but what can we do? What can you do? But yeah, like Foremost kind of got screwed by playing us, and Mad Magic as well. The round before, like they've been looking really good. This was their second ESL in a row with their new squad, and they're a team to look out for as well. It'll probably be my team to watch again this week. Yeah, we kind of just screwed everything. We were having fun, but we'll have plenty of videos for you this whole week since I'm gone for 2 weeks. Kind of needed to make videos, so yeah, nothing too surprising here. Probably Turbulence beating us was a surprise, but besides that, nothing too much.
You guys had fun though.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. All right, upcoming events. We got a ton of events coming up these next 2 weeks. We have Gfinity. Right now, it's scheduled for Friday. I thought it was supposed to change to Saturday.
I thought so too, but hey, that's fine.
Yeah, for now it's Friday, but just look out. They might change it to Saturday.
Never mind. Go for it.
Okay. Then we got monthly final Saturday at 3 for North America. The big names in this are pretty much everyone that you just saw on ESL, like including Cosmic. Cosmic's the only Pro League team in it. But then we got like Turbulence, Foremost, Weebs on Wheels, Double Tap. So it should be an interesting monthly. Plus, it's without me, so this is a good warm up for A Money with Cosmic before the Pro League.
Yeah,
that's also why I wanted to make sure we made it, because I was like this would be a good warm up for them. So we'll see with that. Like that should be interesting at least. Then we got Market League. That's also Saturday, which is not going to feature like any of the monthly teams, but $300 this week. They do I think a double, a limb, which is best of 3, then single, then best of 1.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I'm like trying to figure out Market League right now, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get more info on it. I've got to.
Yeah, like it's a little messy because you can't see what the rosters are and stuff. So it's hard to include it in power rankings because no one tells. Like sometimes we get information from teams, but sometimes no one tells us and hard to use.
Yeah.
Then of course the GO4 Cups on Sunday as usual, Europe and North America. Then the Pro League Sunday at 1. It starts with Europe. Generally they do 3 Europe then 3 NA, but last week there was some scheduling conflicts, so some NA games might be earlier in the day. Also, the Super Bowl's that day, so I was telling Cloud, I'm like, maybe you should start at noon instead, so then NA make sure they're out in time before the Super Bowl.
When does the Super Bowl start?
6:30. Usually we run to like 6. Just cutting it close in case there's parties and stuff, or whatever. So we'll see, but Pro League should be a pretty good week this week. And then the monthly Europe final, it's not up yet, but usually it's Mondays at 1. So that should be interesting. I think Crown and Jewels is in it, is the only Pro League team. And then pretty much the same the ESL teams that we've been seeing week in and week out. But yeah, Dirk, any thoughts on Pro League or anything? Got any super hype upsets coming?
Super hype upsets.
We just
we talked about the Pro League a little bit, so it's kind of hard to really.
Dirk, I want an upset. I want an upset of the week.
I want an upset too.
No. Like I'm saying, you call an upset of the week right now.
Call an upset of the week.
Here, we'll even bring it back. I'll even bring it back to you for the schedule. There you go.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it up for the viewers.
What if I call the upset of the week is Kings of Urban?
Oh, come on. Like, so that one's tough because I'm like if it was a Vegas betting, I would probably put Kings of Urban favored by like 1 goal. I would guess. I'm not really sure just because of the sub, but at the same time, who knows? All right, fine. So if you go with Kings over Cosmic, I will take, and I can't even call Spectral an upset, really.
No, because none of these are really upsets.
I'm calling it, and I know it's probably going to be wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mocket Esports, 3-2 untethered. It's not going to happen, but that's my upset of the week.
Yeah.
Because the problem is there's so many close games here That I don't feel like Cream School or Apollo, like that's even. A Spectral My XMG is even. And I don't think Supersonic's going to beat Flipside, so.
And I
SK
don't know.
Noble,
That's like one of the things that I'm kind of leaning on right now is Supersonic. If
They're
they
good.
have a really good series, then they could take out Flipside because this, Flipside, they may be starting first. They may not have any practice.
Yeah.
There's a chance that they could lose 3 and then pick up the last 2.
Yeah. Plus, Flipside hates Wasteland, so it's like if Supersonic can practice that a bit, you can get a game off of them there, and then if you just even the series, then you have a series win. So, we'll see though. But yeah, that'll do it, guys, for the recap for the week. This one was a little long again, but it's because I have the lovely Dirkened here. Let's see if I point the right way. There we go, lovely Dirkened. But thanks, Dirk. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next week when I come back from vacation. I'll probably miss most of the games, but we'll have Dirk here to help me out. So he'll catch me up.
Yeah, I'll be your wingman.
Of course. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.